Alright, in this video I'm going to be going ahead and I'm going to be unloading my tumbler. I've had this load of rocks tumbling for about 6 weeks. So we're going to go ahead and open her up. The tumbler I have is the lower tone tumbler. I got this from I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this lid off here. Anyway, this tumbler I got from Kingsley North. It's a Model 3A lower tone tumbler. I think it's a 3-pound tumbler, 3-pound barrel. Alright, so I've had these tumbling for about 6 weeks on the final polishing grit. It's been in there for probably about 8 days. So with the final polishing grit. So I'm going to go ahead and what I do, so what I got set up here, I got a bucket here of wastewater. You don't want to dump this stuff down your drain or it'll clog it up. It'll clog up your drain. So what I do is I'll dump it in the wastewater. I got a little strainer here that I use. And then I'll rinse it in another bucket and dump that in that 5-gallon bucket. And then I'll do a final rinse in the sink here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll take a look at the rocks and see what we got. I threw a bunch of stuff in there, a bunch of random stuff, rocks that I found in the area, rocks that I got some Botswana agates in there, and some rocks, I found along Lake Michigan. So hopefully they turned out nice. I think some of them turned out better than others. I've been kind of checking them along the way, so I haven't checked them all with the final polish. So we'll take a look and see what they look like. Alright, so here they are. They look real pretty. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out one at a time and dry them off, and we'll take a look at them. Alright, so I went ahead and I had to change some settings on my camera here to make these colors show up a little more correctly to what I'm actually seeing. But yeah, this is the first piece I pulled out. This is the largest piece out of the tumbler. I think this is a piece of Mary Ellen jasper. You can see all the swirls in it if you look closely. It's got a lot of yellows, a lot of reds. Very, very pretty rock. And some parts of this, like the gray parts of this rock, they did not polish up at all. So, not the best tumble ever. And I'm fairly new to tumbling, so if my results are not very good with this batch of rocks, then that's the reason why. Alright, so right here we got a piece of granite with some nice big green line through the middle. I really like this one. Thought this one was really pretty. So that one turned out, and the granite didn't polish up very well. Kind of disappointed with that. But the green stuff polished up pretty nice. Alright, so this guy is just a piece of jasper, red jasper. Fortunately, this one had a lot of pitting in it. So up next we have this guy, piece of red jasper. Another one. This one had a lot of pitting in it as well. I probably should have put these in for longer in the first 2 stages. Try to get some of that pitting out of there. Here's a nice. This one, let me make sure it's dried off. This one turned out really nice. Not sure what you call that. Maybe some type of granite. Almost looks like granite, but really shined up nice. Alright, here's our first piece of Botswana agate. This really took a nice shine. This turned out beautiful. See a little bit of parallax banding in there. I don't know if you guys can see it at all. But yeah, that turned out very nice. I'm impressed with how those turned out. Another piece of, and again, they're still a little bit wet. I'm going to dry this off a little bit better. Use a cloth for that. Another piece of red jasper. Next we got this another Botswana agate. This one has some very light banding in the background. And this is some material I got from Kingsley North as well. It is very beautiful material, very high quality. And I'm very impressed with some of the pieces I've gotten. I ordered about 5 pounds of it, and I got some really nice stuff. This one doesn't have a lot of banding. Got really light banding on the right side there. So, alright, next one here. This one turned out really nice. Piece of lytic jasper. I may take some close-up pictures of some of these, just so you guys can get a better look at some of these. But this turned out really nice. I'm really happy with this piece here. Up next, I have this guy here. I am not sure what this is. A nice stripy rock. It polished up really nice though, but it's got, dry it off a little bit better. And it's still got a little bit of pitting in there, but on that side at least. But the lines in this one are just really pretty. It almost reminds me a little bit of like I forget what it's called, but yeah, it's a really pretty rock right there. And then we have this guy here. And I think the reason I polished this one is because it had that green line through it, but it really doesn't show up that well here. Oh, there you can see it really nice. Red and green right there. So, that's a nice one. Alright. Now we got another piece of jasper. Red jasper, red and yellow jasper. And it had a lot of pitting in it as well. Piece of, I'm not sure if this looks like jasper. or chert. Maybe some type of chert or something, but it's got an interesting pattern to it. Alright, let's see, what do we have next? We got another piece of red jasper. Now we have this guy. This polished up really nice. But I'm not sure what this is. Almost looks like some type of chert, possibly. It's got some lines in it, but it polished up really nice on the top there. Yeah, it had this crack running through the middle of it and the bottom of it. But it's pretty. And here we got a piece of, this is a piece of fossilized coral that I polished up. Can't seem to get my phone to, there we go. Trying to focus on this piece of fossilized coral. This rock had, let me dry it off a little bit better there. Sorry, some of these are still a little bit wet. This one didn't polish up super great, but I really like this rock. It's got a lot of little fossils in it. Little shell fossils, marine fossils. That's really pretty. Piece of pink chert or jasper or whatever you want to call it. Usually this stuff has fossils in it. You can kind of faintly see some fossils in there. There's not very many in this piece, but this is pretty common around where I live, this pink chert. Alright, now we got another piece of jasper. This one polished up real nice. Another piece of pink chert. The red jasper. Got some pitting in it again. So I think from now on I'm going to be a little more selective with my tumbling. Try not to pick rocks that have a lot of pits in them, because it takes away from the finish in the end. They don't look quite as nice. Another piece of red jasper there. And this is a piece of jasper as well, this had a lot of cracks in it, unfortunately. Last but not least, we have another Botswana agate. And this is a really, really pretty one. You see the plain side here, and the nice side. And this one has some really good parallax banding in it, shadow banding. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's so much reflection on this one. This might be hard to see on the video, but I can definitely see quite a bit here. So, alright, so that's my first. Well, my son has done a few batches of rocks, but this is my first batch of rocks I've tumbled, so you see my feeble attempts at tumbling. But I'm hoping to maybe do a little bit more tumbling. I got a lot of rocks that I picked up that I plan on tumbling, so we'll see how they turn out in the future. I hope you like this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.